Good day, sir. I am Romel Ogok. Today, I will be reporting another activity. So, here it goes. How safety management system contribution on the marine environment pollution prevention. So, safety management contribution are the following are SMS contribution, defining and applying the policy in the field of safety marine environment pollution prevention. Appointing the onshore staff responsible for the surveying of the ship operation in terms of safety and pollution prevention. Defining the captain's responsibility and authority as regards safety and pollution prevention. Elaboration of the real documentation, landbook, procedures, guidelines according to ISM code. Implementation of the document elaborated and duly approved. Periodic training and testing of the seamen with the document prepared and reviewed. Keeping the ship in a condition which complies with regulations and norms in force. Verifying through internal audits the operation and efficiency of the implemented system. Why safety management system start at the management level? So first, let's talk about safety management basic components. And these are there are 5 example of management components. Policy, organizing, planning and implementation, evaluation, action for improvement. Evaluation. How is OSH performed, measured, and assessed? What are the process for the reporting of accident and incident and for the investigation of accident, and what internal and external audit processes are in place to review the system? Action for improvement. How are preventive corrective action managed, and what process are in place to ensure the continual improvement process? There is a significant amount of detail within each of these sections, and this should be examined in detail from the ILO OSH guidelines documents. Policy. Established within policy statements what are the requirements are the organizations in terms of resources, defining management commitment and defining occupational safety and health, OSH targets. Organizing. How is the organization structured? Where are responsibilities and accountabilities defined? Who reports to who and who is responsible for what? Planning and implementation. What legislation and standard apply to our organization? What OSH objectives are defined, and how are these reviews, hazard prevention, and the assessment and management of risks? The preamble to the International Safety Management ISM Code, the IMO states the cornerstone of good safety management is commitment from the top. In matters of safety and pollution prevention, it is the commitment, competence, attitudes, and motivation and individuals at all levels that determines the end result. And this line states why the management system start at the management level. Elaborate the difference between our requirements and a system in relation to SMS. System requirements is a statement that identifies that functionality that is needed by a system in order to satisfy the customer's requirements. System requirements are the most effective way of meeting the user needs and reducing the cost of implementation. A safety management system, SMS, is a management system designed to manage safety element in the workplace. It includes policy, objectives, plans, procedures, organizations, responsibilities, and other measures. Basically, requirement system is the basis for the people or the user, while the safety management system are or SMS, refers to the management of the workplace and how to organize the measures. How to satisfy the word safety in relation to onboard ship operation. The Safety Management System, SMS, and an organized system planned and implemented by the shipping companies to ensure safety on ship and marine environment. SMS is an important aspect for the International Safety Management (ISM) code, and it details all the important policies, practices, and procedures that are to be followed in order to ensure safe functioning of ships at the sea. All commercial vessels are required to establish safe ship management procedures. SMS forms one of the important part of the ISM code. The Safety Management System, SMS, therefore ensures that each and every ship comply with the mandatory safety rules and regulations and follow the code's guidelines and standard recommended by the IMO, classification societies, and concerned maritime organization. So, as it states here, it's clearly visible on how they make the readers satisfied for the word safety in relation to onboard ship operations. In short, a safety management system would consist of details as to how a vessel would operate on the day-to-day basis, what are the procedures to be followed in case of emergency, how are drills and training conducted, measures taken for safe operations, who is the designated person, or etc. Safety management plan is mainly the responsibility of the owner of the vessel or the designated person or the person appointed by the owner. However, the ship master and the crew are the best people to make an SMS, and as they know the vessel inside out. This is now the supporting details for the questions. What is included the Safety Management System, SMS? Every safety management policy should satisfy some of the basic functional requirements to ensure safety of every ship. They are procedure and guidelines to act in an emergency situation, safety and environmental protection policy, procedure and guidelines for reporting accident or any other form of non-conformities, clear information on level of authority and lines of communication among ship crew members and between shore and shipboard personnel, procedures and guidelines to ensure safe operations of ships and protection of marine environment in compliance with relevant international and flag state legislation, procedures for internal audits and management reviews, vessel details. Give at least one example on onboard ship operation at the sea and in port and discuss safety procedure being followed. Arrival at the port and departure from port are two extremely important aspects of a ship's voyage. Both these procedures are considered critical because of number of complexities involved with them. Both engine and deck department have to prepare themselves well in advance in order to ensure safety of the ship and the crew. Before arriving at the port, the ship crew has to plan and discuss all the matters that would be required for safe berthing and cargo operation of the ship at the port. And this is the example of before entering the port. The master of the ship will inform well in advance the time of arrival of the ship to the chief officer and the chief engineer. If needed, a meeting would be arranged with the senior officer or the officer in charge to discuss all matters necessary for ship's arrival to port. So, once this is done, the officer in charge would check the conditions of all items mentioned in the checklist for entering ports. The results for the checking procedure will be mentioned in the deck logbook. All officers, including deck cadets and crew members, are assigned duties during berthing of the ship. According to the orders of the master, all those involved with the berthing procedure would be assigned a position to carry out the duties and guide the ship operations. General plan involving stations for entering the port would involve master taking the control of the vessel at the bridge, accompanied by the third officer. Chief officer at the ship's bow to command and guide the forward station. The second officer at the aft to command the aft station. However, this can change if master has other duties for the second officer. Deck crew members will ask for by the second chief officer to assist in the berthing procedure. Additional deck crew members can be asked to carry out the job of a lookout by the master whenever necessary. Engine department. A general plan for engine room department for entering port would involve chief engineer taking control for the engine room. First, second engineer can also be asked to be in the engine room and command subordinates for operating machinery system. Third and fourth engineer can be asked to be stationed at particular places in the engine room according to the orders of chief or second engineer. Junior engineer would assist senior engineers would take a rounds of the engine room according to the orders of the second engineer. Motorman or pumpman would assist in engine room operation under the supervision of senior engineers. Other engine room ratings can be assigned duties by the chief engineer if required. It is to note that the main engine stern testing should be carried out every time before entering the port. Any port. The testing is generally done before the pilot board the ship. So that's all about the onboard ship operation at the sea and the port and their safety procedures. I hope you like it, and that would be all. Thank you.